Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So according to the Daily Poster, although Democrats tried to, and actually they succeeded in inserting restrictions into Biden's stimulus package to try to prevent states from abusing federal funds, they tried to keep them from using federal aid to cut taxes, Biden's Treasury Department backed down. As soon as Republicans started complaining about it and put any pressure on them, they completely backed down. Evidently, the Treasury Department let them know, well, we're not actually going to enforce any of this. We're not going to enforce these restrictions and keep you from misusing these funds. And because some of these states have done better than what was expected and anticipated with COVID, they now have a surplus of cash. And Republican-led states are using that excess cash to help the needy and the most vulnerable in our country, you know, people who lost their jobs in healthcare during the pandemic. Just kidding. No, they never would do that. They're doing exactly what Democrats feared and exactly what they anticipated and why they put those provisions in the bill to begin with. They're using it to cut taxes for the wealthy, of course. Because, you know, that Trump tax scam that they passed back in 2017, that apparently just wasn't enough for these greedy SOBs. So here are some examples. In Arizona, the Arizona legislature, the same legislature that approved that Maricopa County fraud that's going on, they just passed a $1.9 billion income tax cut. And that lowers taxes for the wealthy, for wealthy residents in Arizona. According to the Daily Poster, 93% of the tax cuts, of the benefits, go to residents in the top 20% of earners. 93%. And more than half of the benefits in this tax cut giveaway goes to the top 1%. And I'm not going to even call the top 1% earners, because as we've all learned now and discovered, especially during this past year of COVID, these uber rich people don't earn their money. They're not out working a job every day. It's primarily made, all of their money that they get and their increased wealth is through investments, mostly in the stock market. So they're not creating jobs. They're not helping anybody. They're not helping the economy. They're not helping anyone but themselves. And here's these Republicans handing them more money. Now, in addition to Arizona, Ohio passed something similar. They passed a $1.7 billion tax package. More than half of their tax scam relief goes to the top 5% of earners in their state. And more than 1/3 of the benefits go to the top 1%. Now, not to be outdone, Wisconsin got in on the deal. Wisconsin just approved a $2 billion tax cut. Same thing. Approximately 3/4 of the benefits in that $2 billion bill goes to residents who make over $100,000. So not people who got laid off, not people who are on their last dime, are on the verge of losing their home or been kicked out already, or, you know, are living on food stamps and you know, living in a shelter. No, 3/4 go to people who are already making $100,000, which is a substantial income, especially in Wisconsin. So right as news was breaking about how little taxes billionaires pay as compared, you know, as a percentage of their increased wealth every year, these fools are handing them more money. So as we discovered that on average, the 25 wealthiest people in the US pay a federal tax rate of about 4%, while the rest of us schmucks pay, you know, in the 20s, 30s, maybe even higher. Just as that was coming to light, These bought and paid for corporate shills in state legislatures, they decided, oh no, we need to give them a bigger break. They need help. And their argument, they say, oh, well, trickle down economics. Yeah. They say, well, we're going to do this to stimulate the economy, and then it'll trickle down to the rest of society. We already know, not only from history showing it and decades of this theory failing, but also from studies conducted on spending habits, we know trickle-down economics is a bunch of BS. We also know that Americans in the lower and middle income brackets are the ones that actually spend money and stimulate the economy, not the uber wealthy. These people are so transparently owned by the wealthy. It's just disgusting how they pander to them. It really is. Average Americans can't compete. And you wonder why the government in general, our government entities, people in America have no faith, and why they're looking for populists and willing to take a chance on people like Trump. This is why. This is why. And I have to blame Democrats too, because as long as Democratic voters don't understand that there is just as much corruption on our side of the aisle with our corporate-owned shills, nothing's going to change. People aren't going to go, oh, well, the Democrats are better. Some will, but a lot of people see it for what it is, and they go, it's no better over there either. So I'm going to go for the populist. I'm going to go for the guy who says that he's going to drain the swamp. They're going to take a chance on him. So until we clean up both sides of the aisle, we are going to have Trump-like figures who are going to be popular in American culture and as politicians. So I am begging my Democratic friends, wake up, help to clean this up, put progressives in office so that they can make the changes that we need so that people will stop looking at these demagogues like Trump as their savior. But I'll keep you posted if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please become a friend or a supporter of the show. Go down to the description box, click on the link. And if you can't do that, please at least like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.